stupid. It just happened. There's an earthquake. We're still feeling it. This is nuts. I was just filming a lizard rescue out of a glue trap, and I should have been live. I thought about going live. I thought that would be boring, but look at the chandelier going. I could still feel the earth kind of just gently undulating up and down. It feels like I'm back on the Amtrak train. This is totally nuts. Hey, yeah, we're okay. So I have a couple of earthquake apps, guys. And I did not mean for this to be vertical video, so I'm a little shaken. It told me in a wireless emergency alert, it says drop and take cover. I think it was over by Eureka. Yeah, I'm like I'm seasick a little bit. It's a really subtle motion, but it's still happening, and it's been going on for like 5 minutes, 4 minutes. They said 6.0. They'll probably revise it lower, but if we're feeling it all the way from Eureka, that's 89 miles away. Yeah, I'm getting more earthquake report app things. A little bit. Sorry, did it just like did it screen off? I'm sorry. I looked at the earthquake app. Yeah, off the coast of Humboldt County. The chandelier is still swaying, guys. I still feel it. It must have been a very long duration earthquake. This is unusual. I've been in several. I still feel the ground going up and down underneath the balls of my feet. Yeah, sorry. It says 6.6 now. Yeah, I thought they would revise it lower, but maybe the initial one was just a foreshock. Yeah, double tap the screen, guys, to hit the like button. So there's a couple barking dogs outside, and but birds are tweeting like normal. So the blinds and that are still actively swaying. I still feel it kind of pushing up and down. I think there's been multiples. I mean, I do know a little bit about earth science. I took, the basic courses that are, I'm going to sit down. You can kind of see me in the mirror there. I'm going to try to see if I can kind of center myself and get more of an idea of the motion of it. The chandelier is now kind of going in a little bit of a circle. Yeah, we're totally fine here. It's we're feeling something from pretty far away, I believe. Yeah, so what happens, there's no such thing as an earthquake. It's always a series. So what they do is they take the geological survey, when it's all said and done, and it can be weeks or even weeks later or even a month later, they'll take the biggest of the quakes and call that the earthquake. Anything before the biggest one is a foreshock. Anything after the biggest one is an aftershock. Yeah, they're saying Petrolia, California. I'm not sure where that is. But yeah, Shaz, I caught your stream a tiny bit as I got off the train this morning. It feels like I'm back on the train. Yeah, it is still actively going. Now that I'm sitting down on a soft bench, I can feel on my behind, it's like a little bit of rising and rising, just when I think it's going to settle down and stop, we get another one. Some of the plants were just sort of like this outside. 6.0 inland and a 6.6 on the ocean, or 6.9. Yeah, out there. Do you know how many plant down this wall? I don't think it's over. If the chandelier, yeah, I still feel this. Sorry, guys. I took really nice dawn pictures of the train station. The one in Sacramento is amazing, and actually took a shower on the train, which was great. They have great little shampoo things. And I was going to share that, but I came back to my aunt's place and she caught a lizard on accident in her glue trap outside. So I was going to go live and say live lizard. Yeah, the chandelier is swinging again. Live lizard rescue. And I didn't, but something told me to, but I just ignored that feeling. Now they're saying 7.0. Oh, I took it in there, I still feel this motion. I'm sitting on a little bench. Okay, there's a tsunami warning. Okay, if you guys can go to odart.org, odart.org. If they're activated right now, that means C-Probe will be activated. if there's something big like this. Um, so what the rescue mission of ODART is it's a disaster airlift response team, and all these volunteer pilots like CPRO will immediately fly. I'll show you the chandelier again. It's still going. It has not really ceased. This has to be a series of big ones. Um, can you guys see the chandelier again? I could feel it through the balls of my feet and, through my rear end too, sitting on this thing. We can't trust what the U.S. Geological Survey does, I'll just put it this way, is if they're minor quakes, the kind that people don't generally feel, then they delay to report them so that they can wait for the other seismometers around the world, and they'll calibrate them all together because they'll register different things because there's, where the different seismometers are, there's different types of rock in between them, and terrain. So yeah, it is swinging around. It's not powerful enough to really do the blinds right now, but boy, they were going a little bit ago. So what will happen? You were talking about me on the stream. I'm sorry, I couldn't join you because I was getting off the train. It arrived at 6:09 in the morning at Sacramento, and we just got back here not too long ago. So I was going to go live for the lizard, and while I was getting him out of the glue trap, all of a sudden the phone alerts went off. So yeah, it is a heavy chandelier. That's probably why it's, being more accurate. Right now it's just going left and right, but it did a circular motion just a minute ago. So when there's an exception though. If there is an earthquake big enough for anybody to feel, U.S. Geological Survey and others have a policy of just putting out whatever the seismometers say, and then they'll revise it to its true magnitude later. But they need to put it out there so people understand it's happening first. So I have to be perfectly still. Yeah, it's still moving around. The ground is still moving here. So I'm basically in Marysville. It's the closest place you guys would know about. Okay, Indian 1, and thank you guys for being here. Brayton says, listen to your information. Yeah. Everybody should get to higher ground if they are on the West Coast right now or Hawaii. Definitely get to higher ground no matter what. If you're in a low-lying tsunami zone, don't wait for a stupid alarm. Don't wait for anything. Yeah, I'm good where I am at. I don't know the status of anybody in northwestern California right now, but we're feeling this near Sacramento. That's more than 89 miles away from where this is. As the crow flies, I believe. So I can't believe that I have several apps, one of which is called Earthquake Network, and it gives you emergency warnings about a minute to half a minute before an earthquake, before the rumbling and the shaking gets to you. So yeah, I still feel it every once in a while. It's like being on a boat, like a cruise ship or something. You know how they just kind of gently do this, and that is occurring like under the balls of my feet, and well, in my high knee because I'm sitting down on this soft bench here. So, gosh, Husky, yeah, you've been in some big ones in Southern California. So they will, okay, Crescent City, get the hell out, get to higher ground. That is the worst tsunami zone ever for the West Coast. That's the worst place to experience a tsunami in California, and it got totally wiped out, and so did Seaside, Oregon, during Alaska's big 64 quake, or 63. But that was like an 8 or 9 pointer. But it doesn't matter, like a tsunami probably already hit the coast. If it happened right on the coast. I don't know if it was off the coast or right on it. Do you guys know? Because I can't minimize the screen or it's going to put you guys on pause again, You're at Mount Shasta? Yeah, I went on the train past Shasta early this morning. and to Dunsmuir and all that. But you know, we got off at Sacramento. I still have glue on my hands. I'll show you guys the lizard. Um, we'll have to wait for some information to come in. I'll go and get on my aunt's computer in a sec. I got the laptop, but we're not even done unpacking the car. So I hate the selfie cam. It makes me look like junk. The dog is blissfully unaware, but she's a bit deaf. So you want to see Coco? So hey Coco. Coco, you're a bad earthquake detector, Coco. You're nice and sweet. She's like Toto, you know. She's elderly. Yes, you're a nice and sweet little girl. We got the prism effect of the door. She likes to sit there in the sun. And the front door is pretty cool. So my aunt and my mom are over already. I'm going to look at the chandelier real quick, then I'll show you the lizard. This really may not be over. There really might be more to come. But this is one of the most unsettling. I haven't been in an earthquake I could feel for quite some time. So you can see the chandelier swing just slightly. So I'll show you the lizard. I don't know how much of her house she wants me to show, you know. So I'm just gonna. This is the rescue creature. Oh, there you are. Thank goodness. I thought it got out. So this is a big wash tub. So I was about to, I got him out of the glue trap. And my aunt just has it for insects, but come in, you know, when the garage doors open, when she came to pick us up at the train station, because it was alive and kicking, you know, but just really, you know, cool. I'm still feeling some aftershocks or a little bit of swaying. Hey, Debash, good morning. Said, and Lydia, yeah, you're in Wairika, little shake so far. Okay. 100 kilometers off the coast. Okay. Well, we'll know if there was a tsunami soon. It doesn't seem big enough to be like the big one, you know. But the sea probe's got to be wondering if he'll be activated. The earthquake apps that I recommend that might save your life. One of them is called Earthquake Network, and I'm sorry I can't really show you my screen right now. I think this is a blue belly lizard, by the way. He already grew back his tail because you could see how he lost it. So he's got 9 lives. They're very friendly. He's of course wild, so he'll be very, very, very panicky. I'm just trying to figure out how much glue is still on him or oil that I have to get off. I put baby oil on him to get him out. So I'm going to wash him and then heat her up or him and release. If the lizard gets hot, then he should be able to burrow into safety or at least get underground away from predators. Yeah, we have blue belly lizards here, and their throat and belly are kind of bluish tinted. We used to catch these all the time, you know, as kids and keep them as pets for a bit and feed them and fatten them up and release them. We have alligator lizards too, so I'm not sure which one is which, honestly. Oh, yeah, earthquake alert. 3.3 earthquake has occurred. Sorry about that. I forgot if I click on the earthquake alert, it's going to take the screen away. It's stupid. Toxic to cats. The lizards, I don't think they have any kind of venom at all or any kind of toxicity. I think it's a mating display. You know, bright colors often are, like I'm poisonous, you know. So I should have been live doing the lizard because we would have, you know, this would have been live, but it wasn't coming out of the glue trap right away. So 6 minutes went by and I thought, well, I'm going to film it. Then I'm going to, the secret to getting him finally free was a spoon, a plastic spoon to lift his head out, and then the Q-tip to lift his little feet out because his toes are tiny. I can't believe all the toes came out, like without breaking and stuff. He seems to be all fine, you know, or she. So, yeah, they're super long toes. You can see where he's growing a new tail back. That's where they store their fat. So he, if it was my way, oh, okay, I just felt a sway, a pretty, not like a jolt, but I'm very sensitive to movement, and I'm leaning over the sink. And I can feel it in my arm on the sink, and I can also feel on the ground. Yeah, they're very pretty. I want to show you the underside of him, but he's heated up too much because the house has heat, so he's going to become active and able to move around quick. You can rub their blue bellies to put them into a nap mode. Oh yeah, you can hypnotize them. Yeah, have you guys? Who else has felt the earthquake, guys? It's still going. Debashmut says I didn't feel it in San Francisco. I got a bad cold and was napping. I did get the allowed emergency alert for tsunami warning though. I would have thought Wairika would experience more shaking than down here. Foster Kendall says timing from Southern Oregon didn't feel a thing, but got the alerts. It looks like it may have hit hard off of Eureka. Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to. Oh, you're at Calusa, Derek. I'm near Marysville, so um, Calusa is what, only 24 miles to the west of here. Tsunami warning is still going. Okay, I may. Yeah, 7.0 in Ferndale, 5.8 in Cobb, which is in Lake County. At the same time, I wonder how big this fault is. It must have ruptured a lot, the length of a fault, you know. Wow. So we can't trust the preliminary, you know, the preliminary magnitudes. I'm going to walk back to the chandelier because the ground is still moving here. I wish I could see you guys. I'm not really recovered from surgery yet. My ears didn't pop on the train. We went through the mountains, and it's very slight. The swaying is not much to report on this chandelier right now. But when I was leaning over the sink, it just felt like I was leaning, you know, like this. It felt like I was back on the train. So yeah, hit the like button or double tap the screen. Thanks, Shaz. And go to Shaz's channel if you want to calm down. Whoa, okay, that was I take it back. That was so check out the chandelier again. Come on, YouTube. This app is driving me insane. So the apps that'll give you early warning, what they do is, I had this idea when smartphones first came out. I'm glad that, you know, great minds think alike and other people had the idea. And that is because there's cell phones can detect movement. The way earthquakes go is they go up a fault, you know, they will travel like up a trail, you know, up through the line. So there's always, they go about as fast as a jet airplane. So you've got some time ahead down the fault, you know, but before it actually hits you, if you were telephoned or notified in some way. So what the apps like Earthquake Network do, and I don't know if it's my shake, you guys tell me, if it detects a whole bunch of cell phones all shaking at once, and then it goes in a straight line, it assumes earthquake, and it gives an alert to everybody else who has the app further along that line. Yeah, I just got another 3.7 earthquake notification, and I don't know how timely those are, because I have like 4 earthquake apps, guys. So I have the 2 that detect earthquakes, and your own phone becomes a seismometer, like a really crude one. Or I should say, not really a seismometer, but well, it uses the gyroscope. It becomes a shake detector when it's plugged in. So I tend to keep my phone plugged in almost all the time now. And yes, that's not bad for the battery. Keeping it 100% all the time with a fast charger actually bypasses the battery, so you're not hurting it. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I felt like I'm pitching backwards like this, just like subtly. I just grabbed a chair in front of me, so, whew. We will see if Sea Probe, it's a dog's oblivious and snoring. It's okay. You're okay, Coco. I'm gonna go into the computer room. Let's do that. Okay. I need to find out more about this, friends. The laptop I have, thanks to Grumpy Gamer Guy. I don't know if you're still in here. Excuse me, I gotta put it on looking back at me. I don't want to accidentally flash, you know, my aunt's bills or something like that. She's got mail in here. Let's turn on her computer. I built her computer. It's a cute little tiny one that's this big. She has a sewing room in here. Ow. There's glue on my finger right there. I just ripped my hair. Okay. Yeah, let's, yeah, Jane Blackbird, sure helps to have you live. I'm alone and scared here in Arcata. Where is Arcata? I'm not sure that is. You felt it in Reading, David? Yeah. Um, Deeper earthquakes tend to be felt further away. So they tend to be less damaging because they're deeper, tend to be, okay? So I don't know how that works, honestly, for tsunami risk. Now, when a tsunami, there's different types. So what I know from basic earth science, I'm gonna have to try to get this glue off me. Yes, please don't do a Windows update right now. Excuse me. I'm going online. So what happens? There's different types of tsunami, and they have the same stupid name. That they need to be named something else so the public understands the different. You felt it in Chico, yeah. Like how badly? Like what was it like? Was it chandelier swinger or I'm in my chair? Um, yeah. Do you have to go, Shaz? Thank you for being here. If you do, hey sister. It's over by Tracy. Oh, it's by Tracy. Oh, you're saying goodbye to Tracy. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Tracy. I didn't see that. Good. Yeah. Come back and see us. So there's a limit to the wave height in a traditional tsunami. Like, if it's ground shaking like this, about 100 feet thereabouts is the laws of physics limit it to about 100 feet. So okay, we've got the browser open now. So let's go to usgs.com, usgs.gov earthquake. So I'm sure everybody's DDoSing that server right now, trying to go to the same website at once. So yeah, we've got a couple of major ones. So they're still calling it a 7.0 northwest of Petrolia. So this makes more sense on the map now to me. I turn the phone, it might be really bad. I may have to go live from like the laptop, but I'd have to unpack it, charge it, I'm sure there's some damage over there. Just got a new notification from earthquake, one of the earthquake apps of a 4 point something. So yeah, this is weird. I think we're feeling for the most part the one that's closer to San Francisco, and it happened at the same time as the one over by Eureka. It's definitely been a succession of some. So National Data Buoy Center, several buoys are active. Oh, are they the tsunami buoys going up and down? Yeah, Lake County. Crescent City is the worst. Crescent City's the one. I'm live. You want to say hi?
True.
My fans.
Hello.
My aunt says hi. Do you want me to say?
No.
You don't want to be on camera? Oh, that's okay. My aunt's gun shy. So, yeah, there's been multiple. So let me click on the one that's closer to me. It says 5.8 at Cobb, California. That's not too far from here. So that must be why Chico and all of us, mind you, I don't think it truly was a 5.8. I think I'd be feeling a lot more here over by Yuba City, Marysville. Yeah, Sister Golden Hair's met my aunt before. The lizard's still in the sink, by the way. Don't wash it down the sink, okay?
Oh, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
My heavy metal aunt strikes again. She's got dark humor. Okay, so the first time that I checked her lizard trap, like when I was back in California in October, seems like a lifetime ago, there was a dead lizard in the trap, and I said, "Oh, Auntie, if you check them every day, you can save them. Just pour baby oil on them and put it outside, because she doesn't want to touch, right?" And so she goes, she was trolling me. I didn't know it at the time. Like she got me. She goes, "I am too old to care for the well-being of reptiles." And I went, "But Auntie, it's one of God's creatures." And she goes, "Then God can take care of them." I went, and she's like, "Got you." I'm like, So we've given her a nickname. She's heavy metal auntie. Oh God. Okay, back to the earthquake thing. So I think at Cobb they're going to revise the, like I said, with U.S. Geological Survey, they delay reporting for accuracy's sake on very small quakes that many people don't feel, because accuracy is very important for statistics. But if something hits and it's big and it's felt, then U.S. Geological Survey, if you look at their, we're talking about earthquake.usgs.gov. If you look in their FAQ, they say we for a big one, we just instantly get it to the public so the public understands the danger is real. Public safety is more important than accuracy. Then, because seismometers are all over the world, and there's, yeah, I felt that a little bit of this still happening. Um, Christopher Luttrell is getting ready to release a bad evacuations warnings power scanner. Oh yeah, we should be listening to the scanner, I think. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not that close to the 5.8. We're not directly on fault line out here at Marysville area. So a lot of it is yeah, it's mostly undulation, feels up and down. But a couple of times I've even steadied myself on the wall because I felt like I was pitching over. My ears didn't pop in the mountains, and thank God it didn't fly. My nasal passage surgery is still healing. I'm not really that well enough to travel, but this is the family tragedies occurring, so it's important that I come back for a family reunion and get back to Oregon and rest again. Um, okay, now I'm actually feeling like this right now, like it's um, like it's a clock, you know, um, forward to the right and back, forward to the right and back is what it feels like to me. It's very subtle. The blinds aren't moving in this room. The chandelier is very heavy, so it swings, and it's been swinging. But earlier, when it first hit the blinds, I got the app warning, and it said take shelter, take cover, and I let it get to me where you have that. Wait, is this really happening? Don't ever. I mean, faster you can recover from that feeling, get snap out of it, and go take cover. But I know that we're not on a fault line anywhere. And so I checked real quick where it had happened, and Eureka was pretty far away. But then I realized we shouldn't be feeling anything from Eureka. Eureka's on the coast, northwestern California. So a lot of these faults are really long, and they go for 100 miles or more in California. You can just see them. I may go live from the laptop in a minute if I need to. Like if this keeps going, I'll definitely just pull the laptop out and do a proper live and show you guys maps. So we've had a strangely offshore on the coast by Eureka, and then much closer to where I am, north of the San Francisco, but this is north of the San Francisco Bay at Cobb, COBB, California. You can look that up, but I would just go to earthquake.usgs.gov right now. Lydia says we have friends with young children in Crescent City. Yes, it's particularly vulnerable. It got pretty much wiped out in the 63 or 64 Great Alaska quake. And the reason it is because the coastline of California, it has some squiggles, right? But Crescent City is like an L shape. And so when the Alaska quake, when the tsunami went down the coast, it was just running down the coast, all the energy. Then it hit that lip, Crescent City being right here. All the energy hit that lip, bounced back into the city. Like just, and that was a very long and one of the most powerful quakes ever recorded in 63 or 64 Alaska. Okay, now I feel like a tiny bit of up and down. And if I wasn't told about it, I would assume I'm just a little bit seasick still from the train. I would have been thinking, oh, there's very, very minor quakes happening near me. And I'm more sensitive than most people to kind of motion, probably because I do get seasick. But the chandelier was really going earlier. And yeah, it was a 9.2 in Alaska. That's right. That's one of the very few. But that's Richter scale. They use a slightly different one now, right? I'm not really sure. John Sater, hey, welcome. Says it was a sharp back and forth for 4 seconds here in Trinity County. We're constantly feeling this. This has been ongoing for more than 38 minutes. here. So let me refresh U.S. Geological Survey. I'll go onto the laptop if necessary. Um, what's on YouTube? Should I be tuning in to something? Because, I mean, I can show you a chandelier swinging, but unless I go proper live, I'm not an expert that would explain it like an expert. Oh, I have to tell you about the other type of tsunamis. So if there's a traditional up and down undulation right near shore or right underneath the waves, a tsunami like that, the wave height is limited to about 100 feet. That doesn't mean that the high water mark will just be 100 feet. We're talking about the curling wave. Now, they used to call a variety of tsunami a tidal wave because it comes in like a tide, where the water just gets higher, and then it gets higher, and it gets higher, and those would lull people into a false sense of security because finally, boom, it would burst, and it would be too late. People would just think that's a weird. Oh, this isn't too bad. It's just the water's rising and rising. It's like a tide that comes in, but it doesn't stop coming in until finally there's a burst and it's pushing homes off the foundation. And by that time, when people run, it's too late. So I do like the word tidal wave. That describes that very well. And so that means you should still run for your life. Now, they have it as all one word. There is a splash tsunami. That is the most dangerous kind, and that wiped out the town of Valdez, Alaska, during the same Alaska quake. The undulation kind that was like a tidal wave, the tide coming in and coming in, hit Crescent City and Seaside, Oregon, because, like I said, they have the lip on the coast, so the energy bounced off the lip and then went into the town. It's a very poorly named sandwich shop called Tsunami Deli or whatever at Seaside, right where people died from the tsunami, which I thought that was not tasteful. Maybe they're unaware. Okay, I got a new notification of another 3.78 or so, because these are got to be some aftershocks. Chrissy says, aloha, mahalo for your great info and warnings you share. God bless you. Yeah, Hawaii, you may not be out of the woods. Good to see you, Chrissy. Crescent City, if something happened, it's already probably happening, or water's rising. Do you guys know? I'm going to try to find out. Crescent City tsunami. Now, let's just see if there's something. There is a tsunami warning listed there from the National Tsunami Warning Center. It will take a while to reach Hawaii if it's going that way, or if it's a factor. So you've got it's the speed of a jet airplane, though. I mean, 1960s jet airplane, right? Wildcat says a 5.6 wave in San Francisco area. Okay, I think this is a lot milder than it could have been, but I think they're going to revise down maybe the magnitudes. Those I know for earthquake damage, those that are deeper cause less damage, but they're felt much wider, like a big broader area. So shallow quakes, though, are the ones that just shake everything apart on land. But I thought this must have been a deeper quake to feel it so far away, 89 miles to Eureka, at least as the crow flies. But then there was a 5.8-ish preliminary over here, closer to me at Cobb, California. So that must be why we're feeling it over here by Marysville, which is Yuba County, Sutter County line. That's where I grew up. So the tsunami warning, has been issued all the way to, looks like, past Monterey. Who knows about Hawaii yet? The buoys that are off Hawaii, I mean, it's really deep ocean in between Hawaii and California. And even if they had buoys, they wouldn't do anything because the energy shockwave just goes along. And if you were looking down at the ocean, if you're a deep sea fisherman out there, you would see like a shockwave go by at the speed of a jet airplane, but you wouldn't feel much on your boat. The energy has to reach, like land. When the energy reaches land, then the tsunami goes up and crashes down on the beach. Yes.
Is there going to be a tsunami?
There already is some higher waves, but they're less than 6 feet tall reported so far on California's coast. I don't know about Hawaii yet. So we had this. Here's the weird thing: we've had some earthquakes near us at the same time. So we must have felt this one by Cobb, California, and we got the aftershocks in from over there at Eureka. But this happened at the same time. I'm showing my aunt, guys. So, but this is. I've been live for 35 minutes and a half, and it took me 4 minutes to go live fiddle with the. So we've been feeling this for about 40 minutes. I still every once in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Must be aftershocks.
Yeah, they're reporting a lot of so but like I was telling people, they'll revise. It'll take them an hour or two at least to tell us the true magnitude. But they're saying it was around 6.8.
That's big.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
as big as it can get, but big.
wait, right, 6.8, right? Yeah. But I think that'll 7. It was saying 7. I really think it'll be revised down. A 7.0, a true one, would have been slamming the coast with tsunamis, I think. So I think they'll really
Where was
revise
it at? Was it out in the ocean?
Yeah, and clustered by Eureka right here.
Oh.
Yeah. So
There's a vault that winds up by the coast of Washington State.
a fault line?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. So just southern Oregon coast has the tsunami warning. But I'm going to keep refreshing the page. But isn't that crazy? Coco slept through it. Coco the dog is supposed to, dogs are supposed to detect
Well, we just
earthquakes.
got back from taking the mail down to the mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Deja vu. I mean, my aunt and my mom felt here over at Marysville the San Francisco quake of what was that, 89? The one that pancaked not the Embarcadero, but the Cypress. Bad. Oh, Camping Mom Life says, where was the earthquake and how big? Multiples. We've had multiples. This is what's weird, is you can go to tsunami.gov is what I'm on. Let me flip back to U.S. Geological Survey. It's earthquake.usgs.gov. So that has a live map. So the biggest one that they were calling a 7, they're gonna revise that down. They just trust me. I really think we'd be slammed with devastation if that was a 7.0 that close to the coast. That would be big tsunamis. Like I said, U.S. Geological Survey policy is they just put out whatever the machines say when it's a big one, when the people can feel, so that people understand that a quake is happening. Later, they're going to take hours or days to consult with the other seismometers, calibrate them, because there's different distances and Earth's crust like makeup in between the different seismometers. Then that changes, the shock wave going through. Then they'll do all that, crunch the numbers, then they'll come out with firm numbers for us. But this doesn't mean it's over. This could be just the foreshock of a huge one. It's possible. So, like I said, 89, the Bay Bridge collapsed, yeah. So, Loma Prieta, that was 89, that's right. Yeah, Jeremy. Hey, Josh, welcome. So expect a whole bunch of updates. So what I said is the big one that just happened is 7.0 off the coast of Eureka, but I'm not near there. I'm 89 miles away. And I started, myself, my mom, the chandelier started swinging. We all felt this. We got the emergency warnings to take cover on our phones. Cobb, California, which is nearby, had another earthquake, but it's showing that it's not very big in magnitude. Maybe it wasn't even big enough for me to feel. So maybe this is just feeling it all the way from Eureka. This is really confusing. I would think that 2 faults rupturing at the same time that's almost unheard of as far as my really preliminary earth science volcanology classes, which I took years ago, are concerned. It doesn't happen a lot. I never heard of it happening at the same time, unless like crisscrossing, you know. What a fault is it's damage in the Earth's crust. It's a crack in it. It's a fault. So my earth science teacher drummed it into our heads. He goes, take a spoon and take an egg and go whack. And the spider webbing crack of the egg is the way like fault lines go. And that's a good example, but oftentimes they're more like striations. They're more like cut marks rather than the spider web crack, but you get the idea. Like on a map, you'll see mountain ranges, especially some of that are dead. If you look at the mountain ranges near San Francisco and north of San Francisco, the Coast Range, you've got these weird little, um, they look like fingers, and then the communities are in between them, you know, like, but they're strange diagonal, like little valleys and peaks and ridges. And they call them mountains is more like glorified hills, you know. You didn't feel a thing in Oakland? Okay. Um, did you get an alert on your cell phone? And hey, H-Doc, hey, Indian one, yeah. So I don't think two faults ruptured in a big way today. They're saying Cobb next to the geysers. The geysers, California, over by Napa, they're always having little earthquakes. They're the geysers. So it's superheated steam water. There's a lot of hot springs in the California Coast Range. And the hot steam explosions from underneath, I have to plug in the phone, shoot, shake the ground. And so there's always 2.5s and 3.5s that you can't feel whatsoever going on at the geysers. And it had a big red dot on it. But now I'm looking at it and it says 2.5. So that's not feelable. We must have just been feeling the big, it must have shaken for a long time, the big 7.0, which they'll revise down, I'm sure. Um, it must have gone on for a long duration with a series of aftershocks. And aftershocks can go on for weeks, days and weeks, and they can even happen a couple months later. So like I have to reiterate, okay, just here's the main points. For tiny quakes, they wait to report them. U.S. Geological Survey does, and so they have accuracy, the ones that people can't feel. But if something happens people can feel, they want to report that, let people know it's real, so they don't spend a lot of time like, is this real? Was that something else, you know, that I felt? Could that just have been something else? So people don't dither around. They take action. They take shelter. They move because there's no such thing as an earthquake. And the way it's on Sky News in UK. Okay, I'm going to tune into that here. I'm at 15% battery. Yeah, I'm sure the news agencies of the world are now, you know, picking this up. Yeah, it says tsunami warning after 7.0 magnitude earthquake hits California, but I do not believe it was 7 because there would have been really big tsunamis with a 7. In general, but it can depend on the type of fault. The ones that go up and down, that's going to be a big result, right? Side to side may not do much at all. So I can't remember all of the details about what they're called. There's slip strike, and then the one that goes up and down. I've had surgery recently, and I'm not 100%. I've gotten 4 hours of sleep. I had a train ride, just gotten home, and I'm still feeling it though. I just felt one right now. Up and down motion every so often on the chair. Yeah, they'll keep revising it. Yeah, thrust. Excuse me, guys, thrust. Slip strike, like California cannot fall into the ocean because most of the faults are like this, rubbing side to side, you know. But the Cascadia subduction zone, totally different. Subduction is where a plate dives underneath another one. That's why we got all the Cascadia volcanoes. The plate melts down there, becomes lava, and hot spots shoot up and become a volcano like Mount St. Helens, you know? It's like here's where the coast is, like inland, here's where the Cascade ranges are. And that's theoretically because of the melting lava coming up. So what you need to know, though, like to survive, right, is that there's no such thing as an earthquake. They may happen in a series of days or weeks. The one that is the the biggest will be called the earthquake. Everything before it's a foreshock, everything after it's an aftershock. Aftershocks can be almost as powerful as the quake. Sometimes you think, oh, that wasn't so bad, and everything has been a foreshock, and then some big one happens. So that killed a lot of people, that scenario in Italy not too long ago, I think maybe 8 years ago, where unfortunately their geologist says people were camping outside after a pretty significant quake. They said, go back into your homes if they're seismically stable. The earthquakes are over. People went back in their homes, and the true earthquake hit because everything was just a foreshock. The bigger earthquake hit, and it was 2 to 3 weeks later, like a significant amount of days, I should say. Yeah, Cascade is a mega thrust subduction zone. That's well, it's so deadly. I just got an alert for a 5.2 earthquake. Okay, let's go back to see what just happened. I'm gonna refresh. I mean, the app versus usgeologicalsurvey.com is, one thing or another. Now, there's different types of tsunamis. A splash tsunami has no limit on the wave height. The up and down motion we're talking about a curling wave that hits the beach, right? Like a single wave. 100 feet is about the limit, maybe 120 is the very maximum of physics would allow. However, if something splashes, a landslide or anything splashes into a body of water, it doesn't have to be the ocean, it could be a lake. A splash tsunami is my own terminology because they need to invent one to describe it. There is no limit to the wave height. It will just equal the amount of water displaced. So the bigger the amount of landslide or the stuff that falls into the water, the higher the giant curling wave. You can have 300-foot tall waves, 500. So even though a traditional tsunami was bad and it devastated, I believe, Hawaii and the West Coast in 64, and the Alaska one that was 9.2, even worse was Valdez, Alaska, in a bay where the cliff collapsed and the splash rolled across the bay, and it was like a 300 to 400 foot wave, just destroyed the city and killed people, most people in the town, I think. They had to relocate the town because the unstable cliffs and the town was opposite in the bay. They relocated, to the north side of the bay, the town of Valdez, and the ghost town of Valdez is, still vulnerable to the constant cliff collapse kind of scenario. So Wayne the Pain says, my buddy in San Francisco is saying they're making a big deal about it and they're sending people home from work that work near the water. This all seems suspicious to me. No, I don't think that's bad at all because we don't know if this was the quake or if there's a follow-up. We don't know if this was a foreshock, like I was just saying. So a lot of people would skip work anyway to go try to rescue their boat or do whatever. I think this doesn't happen very often. I think this is a damn good reason to send somebody home. And I got a new notification for 4.7. So let's see. Yeah, 5.2. Okay, we just had like a 5.3 or 5.2 west of Eureka. So yeah, David, you're right. That's what I just saw. So Wayne says I live right next to Cobb. I didn't feel anything. I clicked on that and it's actually a 2.5. It's just the geysers, quakes. It's probably a hot spring. It probably has nothing to do with this. I thought there was a more significant one over at Cobb / the geysers. I didn't realize it was just 4.2. I got confused. So yeah, Husky says the biggest ever quake was in Chile in 1960. It was 9.6. Yeah, that one I think devastated Hawaii. Which one did? The Hilo quake, the Hilo tsunami was in the 50s, right? Yeah. Hopefully aftershocks, but not foreshocks. Yeah. We know nothing about the Earth, guys. We pretend we do. Geology it's an old science, but earthquake science, tectonic plate science, that kind, is in its infancy. Volcanology is in its infancy. We're not even sure exactly why volcanoes exist. We've got our theories. But, the one where, the plate dives underneath the other one, like the Pacific goes under the the North American, like in the Cascade subduction, it's going under, subduction. We think that it's melting at my fingertips, and then some of the lava leaks through, up to make a volcano. Explain Yellowstone in the middle of the continent. Explain Hawaii, and the the hot spot in Hawaii, which is in the center of a plate. That's not explainable. So yeah, Terry, hey, good to see you again. So yeah, Al says Grizzly Peak right now, waiting for the waves to come through the GG Bridge. I know. I still feel little things every so often. I haven't felt them for the last couple of minutes though. Uh, so we've been live about 50 minutes, which means I began feeling it about 5 minutes prior. So I've felt undulations at least for 45 minutes straight. The chandelier began swinging kind of significantly. Yeah, 5 million people in a tsunami warning. That's because it goes to San Francisco. Yeah. Um, it's most of the coast is mostly uninhabited, except there are big cliffs on California's coast. So the worst thing that could happen from what just happened is a cliff collapse on the California coast, and that might send something the opposite way, towards Hawaii or Japan or something. But I don't think this was strong enough to do it. Yeah. Oh, you can see the desk shake now and again. That's me leaning on the keyboard tray. Sorry, that's me. I'm hunched down because I don't have something to lift the phone up on, so I had my elbows on this keyboard tray, if you were seeing that. um, it's very subtle. I actually am a little bit car sick. It feels like I'm on the train again. And I just gotten over that feeling. My phone is about to die, so what I think I'm going to do is um, I'm not sure that there's much more to cover here, guys. I'm supposed to go get. Am I in your way, Auntie?
No.
I think I'm supposed to go get some medication and stuff. I don't have a car here, so I'm at the mercy of people wanting to give me rides. Um, Crazy. I was out of there yesterday. Um, so what you need to know about this is it may not be over. It could be, but expect aftershocks could occur up to a week later. So if you are on the coast, don't be like, oh, that was somewhat of a false alarm. No, it may be a wake up call warning sort of thing. So if you get another jostle on your phone, be prepared to just get the heck out immediately. Some people live in worse zones than others where you would have to leave by vehicle to escape in time to then get to higher ground. Like if you're in that kind of situation and you don't have a ride, it might be good to stay with somebody else for a bit because we don't know what's going on. Okay, another little beep just happened on the earthquake map. I don't think that was significant. Yeah, 4.2 a little bit ago. It still barely felt. I mean, fours are like, you know. But it did just update. Let me look back at the Tsunami Warning Center. Warning in Douglas and Lane County, Oregon, which is southern Oregon. 10 miles southwest of Florence, to Davenport, California, which is 10 miles northwest of Santa Cruz. So, yeah, they're saying magnitude 7.3, 7.3, 7.3 near the coast of Northern California. I'm just so baffled that, man, I felt it this far away. It would have been, NOAA has it at 7.3. Well, yeah, it'll take a while to calibrate. It could have been a 7-ish, maybe, if it is this kind of thing. If it was a 7.0 of this, okay, slip strike is back and forth. That doesn't do too much as far as tsunami stuff goes and crazy damage. Okay, but this kind, the thrust kind, if that had been a 7, that thrust, I think we would be hearing about massive devastation right now, and Hawaiians would be like packing up to higher ground. Remember, it's an exponential scale, so a 7 is way bigger than a 6, and an 8's way bigger than a 7. I hate exponential scales for that reason. It doesn't seem like it's that much bigger, but they're way bigger. Your family's in Hawaii? Well, I'm sure they'll get notified of this, but be sure to let them know if they have it. Just because it could be that wake-up call. I really hate the term an earthquake because they don't exist. So, um, yeah, hey guys, Francois, sorry, probably saying your name wrong. Hello. So the phone's about to die. I'm gonna have to charge it. I can go live from the other phone. Actually, that one's fully charged, but I'd rather do it from like a computer so I can show you maps and stuff. I just don't know that there's much to show you. Is there anything? I think I should go live again if there's something significant. Um, Wildcat says, yeah, I called them, but they didn't know about it. Oh, and your friends in Hawaii, but the news is talking about it. Yeah. So, oops, my screen. We're on 5% battery. Yeah, 7.0, 10 times more powerful than a 6. I hate scales like that. Why don't you just do a scale from 1 to 100 so people get the idea that like an 80 is way bigger than like 20? You know, like, ooh, okay, I just got that car sickness feeling again. Um, yeah. Each increase of 1 is 10 times stronger. I can't even remember what they call the new scale, not the Richter. What's it called? The something magnitude scale. So we may just get cut off any second now. I don't think there's a way I could plug in the phone. Not right over here. I can get my purse out and then go, but by the time I do, I think the phone will cut off. So if I do get cut off, guys, remember there's a community post that I do. I'm just in California to visit some family and go right back. If you guys are near Marysville, California, we could possibly meet, but no promises. My sinuses, I'm not healthy. Like I'm not good. Yeah, sure. I mean, I wish I was live with the lizard rescue because I have to release the lizard. The poor creature is still in the sink. I was gonna do a live lizard rescue. I should have. And no, decibels are the same way. Really, I didn't know that. It makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So if I lose you, I lose you. Um, yeah, we'll release Larry the lizard or Linda. Who knows if it's male or female or a non-binary lizard. We'll just call him uh, Lizard Esquire because you can't tell me his pronouns or hers. So we're just gonna say Lizard Esquire. Shall be released in the backyard. I need to go get some medication. I'm ready to go live if any wildfires break out, knock on wood, with the Grumpy Gamer guys generously donated a temporary laptop that I have. Whoa, okay, that was a 3.4 earthquake alert, not a big one, just continuous aftershocks. Um, yeah, moment magnitude, monument. Yeah, yeah, you guys can go ahead and go to other live streams. This is all I have to say about this is that it may not be over. Oh, next 2 weeks, you know,